So congrats to us. We just officially made it through our first full weekend of the stay-at-home order. I'm not really counting last weekend since it started at the end of Saturday, but this weekend we were fully submerged. It was a little bit of a different weekend for me. Usually weekends during spring market are incredibly hectic times. I leave early. I'm out on the road almost all day, kind of bouncing from appointment to appointment to appointment. And then I stroll in at some time kind of late afternoon and try and get in a little bit of family time here and there. This weekend took on a little bit of a different sense that I did have a couple of appointments out. And as mentioned, there's a few things that we aren't doing virtually right now. Everything was with very, very heightened protocol. Sanitizer, masks, gloves, the whole works. So we're trying to do our part to keep everyone around us as healthy as possible. Also saw kind of an uptick in some of our online and virtual stuff, did some virtual showings with clients. So kind of working out some of the kinks on that, but overall it felt very different, obviously. We started hosting some virtual open houses, started pushing some traction in there. We're just really kind of growing and changing with regards to really trying to perfect some of these new ways of marketing in a very, very short time. So kudos to my team for putting in a tremendous effort alongside with me to try and really do what we do at the level that we do and kind of what we expect of ourselves on it. It's always easy to kind of throw some stuff out there, but to really do it at a level that we tell our clients that we're going to do, that's a whole different story. So, I felt like this weekend was a little bit of a kind of a rolling with the punches, figuring things out, and I felt like we came out at the end better than we went into it in the beginning. So it was a good learning experience from us, and we took a lot away from it. In terms of the markets and stuff like that, I decided there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about that's a little not real estate related, which at this point some of you may just turn this off because you're saying, well, we're here for some of the insight on the real estate world. But I wanted to talk a little bit just about kind of expectations and kind of setting us up for as much success as possible. I admittedly got myself a little bit down this afternoon after listening to some of the reports, hearing some of the news, the expectations. Just overall, I admittedly started to feel a little grim. I mean, them talking about the fact that 2 million people could get inflicted with this. Death expectancies 100 to 200,000 people. Those were really hard numbers for me to swallow. I mean, I'm guessing they're hard for anybody to swallow, but it was one of those things that I usually can keep myself at a pretty positive point, and just hearing some of that stuff along with a couple of the other news articles that I read really had me wanting to go stick my head in the sand and say, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I want to stay in my house. I want to stick my head in the sand, and I just want to kind of hunker down and get through this. That definitely would be the easier route. But unfortunately, I don't feel like that's the route that I should take in this. I know that I have you guys as a captive audience. I know that it's important for me to be out here with you guys kind of, and for my clients and everyone else kind of explaining to you what's happening in our real estate world. So I'm absolutely making that commitment, but I just wanted to put it out there that it was a hard day for me, that even if I come on here and put on a great face, this stuff does get to me too. But then I decided I wanted to talk about it because I think that it's important to hear. And what I really think is important for us to understand is, as I've been saying nightly, this is going to get worse on a lot of different levels. First and foremost, just due to the actual illness and the way it's progressing. Every specialist in the field of disease has basically said, we're in for a heck of a ride, and we've got a couple weeks of it. So I just wanted to remind us all that as we move forward through this, the news are going to get worse, it's going to get harder, and we're going to need more things to kind of hold on to. So I really think it's important for people to kind of remember that and to be okay with it. And just know that we are going to hunker down. We are going to do what we do as Chicagoans, as Americans. We're going to get strong and we're going to fight back. But know that the news that's going to come at us in the next couple of weeks is going to be very challenging. Maybe if it's helpful to anyone, go back and watch some of my previous videos, because obviously that's going to talk about at least the real estate the real estate side of things, which has, in my opinion, still some really positive things to know. Also note that in the next couple of weeks, with all of this doom and gloom around the sickness, I think it's going to be important to understand that our economy is going to continue to feel there's going to be a lot of tough news. This week especially, I think it's going to be challenging in the sense that a lot of people have rent due. A lot of people have mortgages due. There's a lot of bills coming due in this next week. And so people, even if they've been able to kind of mentally put off some of those things, that's going to come to the forefront now, and that's going to be some of the things. So I just wanted to come on tonight. I just wanted to remind us that we are in this together. We are going to get through this. It is going to get worse before it gets better. I will be back here tomorrow night to talk to you about it. If you guys have any special questions, anything like that, I'm more than happy to help. I know some of you guys have been reaching out with some really great questions, and I've really been happy that I could help individually in certain circumstances. I invite more of you to do that. I think that's about it for tonight. So on that note, I will just remind everyone to be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, take care of yourself, take care of one another. We are getting through this. We are getting through this together. I'm looking forward to giving a lot of people some big hugs when we're through this. I'm a hugger, and this whole thing is really kind of hard on me. But we are going to do it, and I'm going to do it with you. And even if I lose sleep for the rest of this, however long this is going to be, I'm right by your side. So let's do this, people.